Hi, I'm Pam Saxton. I'm a volunteer naturalist with Walter B. Jacob Memorial Nature Park, one of your Caddo Parish parks. And today we're going to talk about Madagascar hissing cockroaches as part of our Bugs, Bats, and Bones program. Madagascar hissing cockroaches are not native to Louisiana. They are different from the regular cockroaches that you see around. Madagascar hissing cockroaches are much bigger than the cockroaches that you're used to seeing around Louisiana. They can get to be 2 to 3 inches in length and up to an inch in width. They live on the forest floor, so they do not have wings. They are native to an island off of the eastern coast of Africa called Madagascar Island. Like all insects, these cockroaches hatch from eggs. However, they're a little bit different from other cockroaches in that the egg sac actually stays inside the mother cockroach until the babies hatch, and then she releases them from her body. Other cockroaches, egg sacs are the mother deposits them and the eggs hatch outside of the mother's body. These insects grow through a process called gradual metamorphosis. That means they shed their exoskeleton several times before they become adults. These cockroaches actually shed their exoskeleton 6 times before they become adults, and then they don't shed anymore. Just like their name implies, Madagascar hissing cockroaches have a unique feature. They hiss. They hiss for several different reasons. They can hiss when they are disturbed or distressed. They can also hiss for communication between each other. For instance, when they're warning each other about upcoming danger. This hissing sound is created when the cockroach pushes air out through holes which are located down the sides of its abdomen. These holes are called spiracles. This is also where the cockroaches will take in air to get oxygen, kind of like when we breathe through our mouth into our lungs, but they're not breathing into lungs. These cockroaches are an important part of the Earth's food chain. They are part of the family of decomposers. They live on the forest floor, so they eat the decaying plant material that they find on the forest floor on their island. They're also an important food source for animals further up the food chain. So they do play a very important part in the ecosystem that they live in. This is an example of the exoskeleton that we talked about earlier when the animal molted. You can see right down the middle from the thorax to the abdomen where it actually split apart right through the thorax and into the abdomen. And if you flip it over, you can see where the animal would exit and leave this exoskeleton behind. There's a lot of neat things that you can see on this exoskeleton. These are actually the spiracles that the animal would force air out of to make the hissing sound if it got disturbed or if it was communicating. If you look at the animal from the top, this would actually be the thorax. It would go together at the top right here. This is not the animal's head. This is kind of a shield. His head would be actually, this would be a female because of just the small lumps that you can see on the thorax. This is actually the head of this animal after it shed, and it would be, this part would be underneath the thorax, so it would have its head tucked up underneath for protection. I want to show you real quick a close-up of this animal's legs. You can see the little spikes on his legs, and actually at the end they have actually kind of pinchers that they use to hold on to things with. That's what allows the animal to be able to crawl up walls. And this animal actually in the forest, trees and plants and surfaces that are even really smooth, all of these little spikes on their legs. We actually have at Walter B. Jacobs some Madagascar hissing cockroaches. There are 6 different varieties of Madagascar hissing cockroaches. I'm not exactly sure which one we have here because these guys came from a pet store. But I want to show you the things that we talked about on the actual animal. So if you notice inside we have, this is part of an egg carton, which is used at kind of like a shelter for them. They like to be underneath things and out of vision and sight of predators in the wild, so we let them get under here and feel safe. So if I lift this up, you can see that we have some of them hiding up underneath here. And we have a couple down here on what would be the forest floor. And this was a great picture because we actually have a female right here. You can tell that she's a female because she's longer, and if you look at her thorax, you can compare her to this one and see that she just has some tiny bumps right there, where this guy, this male, he's shorter, and you can actually see the larger bumps on his thorax.
Okay.
All right. Earlier we talked about the fact that their heads were sheltered underneath their thorax, so I'm going to pick her up. She's very sweet and gentle, and I'm going to flip her over and show you how her head is curved and hidden up underneath her thorax. And notice how she's curving her body around so that her head is protected underneath that kind of a shield, to where you can't even see anything except her antenna sticking out. While I have her in my hands, I'll go ahead and show you the spiracles down the side of her body. You can see that she's expanding and contracting her sides. Now, she's not hissing right now, but you can also see there's a really good live view of all of those little spikes down her leg, and I can show you that she can hang on and grip my hand really well. She is actually hangs on quite tightly, and I can feel her pinching and holding on while I'm holding her. I'm going to pick this male up and see if we can get him to make a hissing noise for us. I hope you guys can hear that. I don't know if he's just a little scared or if he's letting everybody know that there's somebody messing with them. But this is a real good shot of the horns on his thorax, and see how he is tucking his head underneath right there. Let's see if I turn him if we can see. When he hisses. So he's hanging on quite tight to my hand right now. You can see that even if I turn my hand upside down, he's hanging on real tight. It looks like this female might be getting ready to release the babies that just hatched from the eggs inside. This female is not, does not have the babies hatched yet. I hope you enjoyed meeting our Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Please be sure to join us every Friday in the month of October for more Bugs, Bats, and Bones videos. We'll be introducing you to some more really great, amazing animals.